Now let's explore ways to choose hypotheses for null hypothesis tests of means instead of proportions. So for the value of tips in our restaurant tips data set that we've been using, it doesn't make sense to set our H naught to 0. Does it make any sense to say that the average percent tip would be 0%? Now hopefully we can see why that's not a reasonable null hypothesis to make. Instead, we're going to want to set some other value. So if you stop and think for a moment about what a normal tip might be, we might say that, for example, 15%. This would mean that our null hypothesis should be set as 15%. So the mean of the percent of tips would be 15%. Now again, we can have only positive, where we say we think this server is really good, so it should be greater than 15%. Only negative, where we say we think that mean should be less than 15%. Or just that we don't know whether 15% is a good value for the null or not. So we want to see if it's different in either direction. So if it is not equal to 15%. So let's go ahead and test the hypotheses. So if we set up our first test here, we see that we need to calculate our standard deviation of the values themselves. So if we go to StatCrunch and go to our restaurant tips, I already have this up here, but this is just our summary stats, percent tip. We select the n, the mean, and the standard deviation because those are the values we're going to need. So we take this standard deviation, 4.386, and this n, 157, and plug it into our equation for the standard error. 4.39 is our sample standard deviation, divided by the square root of our sample size gives us about 0.35. Then we go and get our mean of our actual data, 16.62%. Subtract from 15%, or subtract 15% from that, divide by our standard error, and get 4.62. That is to say, we are 4.62 standard deviations above our expected mean. Now we can use that by going stat, calculators, t, and plugging in our degrees of freedom, which remember is 1 less than our n, so n minus 1, 157 minus 1 is 156. Plug in 4.62, we want to know whether it's greater than. Now you'll see that this is all the way off of the scale and gives us a very, very small number. So in this case, the effect on our null, or on our p-value is fairly minimal. It still doubles the value, but we're doubling from 0.000039 to 0.000008. So in either case, we would probably say this is an unlikely value to get with the null hypothesis. So we would reject. But what if we change our null hypothesis? What if somebody straightens us out and says that 17% is a more accurate value? If we change our null from 15 to 17%, now you'll notice we have a negative number, and we're only about one standard error away from the mean. So if we change this to our negative 1.08 and say less than, note that we're highlighting the part out in the tail. Here we get a p-value of 0.14. If we were to double that to get our greater than positive 1.8, note that we get the 0.14 out there as well, giving us a total p-value of approximately 0.28.